Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time once again where a clueless institution that nobody cares about continues to piss off boomers and people with boomer energy, much like myself. I, of course, am talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They have announced their 2023 inductees on May 3rd, and I want to talk about it. This is Dancing with Ghosts. Okay, so let me just get this part of the video out of the way. I know I've talked about it before, I've complained about it before, and it really doesn't matter, but it's just something I feel the need I have to do. Let's bring up the inductees, or the people being inducted. Kate Bush isn't rock, she's art pop. Sheryl Crow is like singer-songwriter with a slight rock edge. She wrote I Want to Soak Up the Sun, for fuck's sakes. Missy Elliott, though an innovator in hip-hop, is probably the farthest thing from rock since Christopher Cross. George Michael is 80s pop. Willie Nelson is a country music legend. Rage Against the Machine. Ding, 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 we have a winner. Wow, a band that actually has rock guitars in their music. Not only that, but guitar player Tom Morello is one of the more underrated guitarists as far as the various effects and techniques he innovated to craft his unusual guitar solos, and God only knows how many kids got politically active after hearing the lyrics of Zac de la Rocha. I butchered that. Anyway, I'm sorry. And even all of that aside, their grooves have become so synonymous with the band, it's nearly impossible to separate Rage Against the Machine from their own unique sound. That is why they are one of the few bands that you can't rip off, because as soon as you do, someone is going to call you out on it. Oh, look at that regional band opening up for Head PE. They're just a Rage Against the Machine ripoff. Something like that will inevitably be said. All right, so I got a little bit of juice from Rage Against the Machine. Let's see who else are they honoring. The Spinners. They are a funk group from like the 70s. Up next, we have the Musical Influence Award. First, we have DJ Kool Herc. Yes, he was innovative in the world of hip-hop. The guy pretty much invented breakbeats. It's where you have two of the same record on the two turntables, and you let an isolated beat play like a break from a James Brown song. They'd have like drum beats, and then when that beat goes to an end, you'd start playing it again from the beginning on the second record, creating a perpetual beat for somebody to rap over or whatever. Now, yes, this is a legendary achievement for hip-hop. Please see the name of the award ceremony. Up next, we have Link Wray, legendary guitarist and singer. He popularized the use of tremolo. It's that kind of wah-wah-wah effect. Yeah, I know, it's good. Don't ask me to make that sound again. And overdrive in his music. And like, yeah, sure, why not? He sounds like a guy who advanced rock music to a certain degree. The final person I care to mention here is Bernie Taupin. Now, that is a name that most of you probably won't recognize, which I find kind of incredible given what he's actually done with his life. Bernie Taupin wrote 90% of every Elton John song you've ever heard lyrically, including most of his hits. So those words that resonate with you so very much, coming from the very gifted vocal cords of Elton John, yeah, those were written by this guy. Crazy, huh? Because Elton sells the shit out of the lyrics that he's singing, but Elton's never really been a lyric guy. He's more of the music guy, something that I can 110% relate to. I fucking hate writing lyrics for my band, Dancing with Ghosts. So yeah, I don't know why they don't just rename this ceremony the Music Hall of Fame. I don't know why it has to have that rock and roll moniker. It's just confusing at this point and kind of silly. Plus, as I've said in the previous videos that I've made, the term rock and roll carries no weight nowadays with most millennials and Gen Z people. I mean, it sure as shit doesn't, to me, it carries a lot of weight, but I'm not going to fool myself into thinking that my generation, and especially the younger generation, gives that many fucks about rock, because they just don't. If they just renamed it the organization of the Music Hall of Fame, I think it would foster a more inclusive environment, and maybe people would pay more attention, because they've been inducting people who have nothing to do with rock and roll for decades now, so why even have it in the title? And I know their explanation, I've read it on their website. Rock and roll is more of an attitude, man. It's more of challenging the status quo rather than a particular sound. Whatever. Pretty sure rock is a fucking music genre last time I checked. I get that the term punk rock has become an adjective now, and I guess rock has too to a certain degree, but I never hear anybody saying, man, that's so hip-hop, or man, that was so smooth jazz. Like, the whole thing is just kind of silly at this point. So, yeah, another year of silliness. Only getting one or two bands right and the rest is a joke, unless you change the name of the institution. I'm not by any means saying I dislike any of these artists, by the way, that I just blew over. Most of them just aren't rock. That's just my 2 cents. Congratulations to Rage Against the Machine, although I just do not see them attending such a lavish mainstream event as the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They never seemed like the type that would self-fellatiate like that. And, yeah, so it would be weird if Rage turned up to this event, seeing them in, like, suits and shit. I just don't see them doing it. But it'd be cool to see them perform live together. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of this video. Just wanted to comment on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 2023 inductees. And if you have an idea of a topic or something you'd like to hear me discuss in the future, let me know in the comments below. Thank you. Have a good rest of your night.